Alright, y'all. Gonna take a little walk now in the woods here at this track we're cutting on. We're cutting mainly spruce pine, Virginia pine, whatever you want to call it up there. But we got hardwood down in these bottoms. Stuff like that. Kinda got a little hill going on too. That's a pretty good sized tree right there. Another one right there. Stuff like this, I hate cutting these. Some people call them widow makers because when you cut into it they can split and really don't know which way what's going what. But anyway, what we'd have to do is, since it's so tall you can't reach up there to cut each individual fork off, you have to cut the bottom down here first and hope for the best. There's a poplar same way over there. I might be able to cut them off individual though. This one here, this is the one that caught my eye. This is a nice high value tree right here. White oak. And we got a little spring or whatever you want to call it running here. Usually these are called an SMZ is a technical term, which means we'll have to find a different way around it, which I don't think by the property lines is possible here, unless way down on the bottom end. So we'll have to put our bridges in probably here, unless there's a better spot down in the woods there a little bit and come across there. The downside to right here, that's a pretty good crossing spot, but then you got to come up this hill, and that's going to be kind of hard when it's a little wet or when you bring in huge trees. These here are pretty good size, but these are pretty much trash. This is just a maple tree, which you can cut some lesser grade logs out of, like a cross ties or stuff like that. But where it's growing here, it's probably rotten on the inside. Don't know that for sure, but it's possible. That's a nice poplar there, pretty good size. So, and it's a good chance that it's rotten too, growing down here in the bottom around this water. And if you look at the bottom here, that's not the most healthiest looking, so we'll have to see. And again, ones like this are just junk, and I'm pretty sure that one's rotten. So we got fairly nice poplars here. Cannon jar. Broken jar. Weapon. These right here are nice poplars, if they're not rotten. This one, like I said, looks kind of rough right there, and property lines over there, and these little streams right here, which means we're going to have to throw that one that direction. But as you see, the limbs are leaning that way too, so it's a good thing. That one's huge. That's a huge poplar right there. That's a nice big money tree if it's not rotten. And there's a couple pretty nice pines over there. Definitely gonna be a lot of chainsaw down here. My cutter ain't set up for these huge trees like this. So that's okay too. There's a skidder up there on top of the hill. This is a nice size. I think it's a chestnut oak. Not 100% sure. But it is in the oak family. And we got some more pine over here. Yep, there's the cutter over there if you can make it out. I bet these trees here are going to be hard on the inside to cut. They've been here for a long time. They're probably very tough. It's a huge tree right there. It's just got whatever on it. Which means when you cut it down, to cut a log of it, if it's not rotten, you have to cut it off above that and just use the rest of the tree. Oh, here's a good example for you. Look at there. That is a broke limb. A pretty good sized one too. And if you shake this tree, you're cutting it or whatever, and it moves a little bit, that'll come down and you won't exist anymore. If it hits you, which a limb that big, it's a pretty good chance it will. Especially since they come straight down. Let's see. Yep, there you can see the broke part. Ripped off right there for whatever reason. So, since we don't have a cutter big enough to cut this thing, and she's probably rotten anyway, there's a hole right there. It may be good past that messed up spot though. So, I'd cut the notch in there and cut it on the side, the left side of the tree, where I'd be a little bit further away from that. Still keeping my eyes on it. There's a pond down there. We'll go fishing. And like most tracks that we cut, here's a random barbed wire fence in the middle of the woods for no reason. A lot of smaller stuff through here. Here's a lot of that spruce pine I was talking about. And you can see here, it's kind of hilly. We got some drop-offs right there. And we're almost back to the cutter, so I'll get back to cutting. Hopefully I can make some videos of cutting some of these bigger trees with the GoPro and all that good stuff when the time comes. But that's all I got for this one. Stay prayed up, prepped up, and strapped up. See ya.